America deserves Donald Trump. The world doesn't.
This is why we're dead in the water. If they don't rely on us, we have no control over anything. If we have no control over anything, we lose everything that made us the powerhouse that we used to be. I don't think the Trump voters realize that. Thing is, people in Trump's category of wealth will be fine because they buy citizenship to countries that might do well on their own. The average American isn't going to benefit overall, though. Our Navy is going to get crushed when the economy fails, and we can no longer afford the ships that secured our globalized foothold. We will continue to fall into a weaker world standing while the Chinese keep booming. This is why Russia and China work together. That is the end game. They want to rob us of our global supply chain and claim it for themselves.
Nah, bullshit. The people who voted for him will get what's coming to them. But the problem is, so will everyone else. I'm chronically ill. Do I deserve to have my healthcare taken away once they kill the ACA? Do my trans family members deserve to go through forced detransition or risk being labeled pedophiles by the state? Do women who need abortions deserve to die along with their stillborn children because God allegedly said so? I wouldn't wish this outcome on my worst enemy. No one deserves this. Not even America. As someone who voted for Harris, we don't. MAGA does, and they deserve every bad thing that happens to them. But queer people, women, hell, literally everyone who is not rich, and will see the US raided by Trump, doesn't deserve what's coming. Even the dum-dums who think Trump is going to be better for the economy, despite the fact that 99% of economists agreeing that he most definitely will not, don't deserve it. They have no idea what they've done. This is why Musk bought Twitter, and why right-wing oligarchs bought almost every major news outlet. This is the result of decades of undereducation and a firehouse of disinformation and propaganda. This is manufactured consent.
Democratic messaging was abysmal. On the economy, our economy is actually doing very fucking well. Low unemployment, inflation tamed, stock market at ATHs. Why not make this point loud and clear? Immigration. The Dems never came out and said illegal immigration is wrong, full stop. Instead, they preface it with some flowery bullcrap like America is a nation of immigrants and everyone has the right to pursue their hopes and dreams and that's what America is for, etc., etc. What a turnoff. End result. Trump controlled those two narratives and handily won the election.
Republicans deserve Trump, and Republicans are who will ultimately have to digest Trump. They will become one of two people. Those described in They Thought They Were Free, the Germans 1930, 345, in which they waste away within their own bubbles of hatred, never fully living. Or those described in Promise Me You'll Shoot Yourself, the mass suicide of ordinary Germans in 1945, in which they just kill themselves from the profound loss in the wake of their own actions. Fascism has lost every war it has engaged in because it is too self-obsessed to succeed. Fascism will lose this one too.
I'm a 60-year-old guy living in Maine who has pretty much dedicated his life to this country. I got my degree in engineering, served in the Air Force as an officer for 6 years both here and overseas during the first Gulf War, then worked in high-tech for 20 years, and became a teacher some 20 years ago, teaching math, computer science, and physics at a high school. I've dedicated most of my life to working to make our country and the world a better place. This election showed me that the country just doesn't care or want what I have to offer anymore. I don't think we are that stupid as a people that we don't know what just happened. We threw our democracy in the garbage bin because the price of eggs was too high. I suppose the US had a pretty average run as far as the rise and fall of empires goes. We'll never compare to the Egyptian, Greek, Roman, or British empires, but we had a 250-year run. It's just a shame that we willingly gave it all away for such stupid reasons. The rest of the free world now thinks we are a complete joke. For 9 years, they have been wondering what has been happening to us. Now they can be certain that we are a nation of fools. MAGA hat-wearing, fat, stupid, hate-filled fools that will sell out their country because they think they pay too much for a gallon of milk. I quit. I'm leaving teaching, packing up my family, and leaving the country that I loved and worked so hard to improve. I'm profoundly sad about this decision, but fortunately we have enough money and the means to go live somewhere else and renounce our ties to the US. I figure it's time to go since I am so disgusted with my country, and they will likely be coming for me as an enemy within soon anyway. The US absolutely deserves what is coming. Watch over the next couple of years as people lose their health care, women are dying in parking lots as they bleed out from a lack of care, the military breaks down doors to arrest enemies, 11 million people are rounded up and deported, and public education sinks to the nether regions. Watch as prices soar even more with tariffs as Russia annexes Ukraine, then Poland and Moldova and others. Watch us pull out of NATO and align with Russia. Watch your gay and lesbian friends have their marriages annulled, and watch the trans community's suicide rate skyrocket. Watch as the rest of the world figures out whether to laugh or cry at our self-inflicted demise. Just remember, United States, you asked for it. Goodbye and good riddance. I'm a fairly conservative Canadian, and this election outcome blows my mind. I haven't followed the Democrats' policies or effectiveness, but it has been so glaringly obvious that Trump is a shyster, even when you ignore the SA allegations, sexist and racist banter, criminal indictments, and general assholery. I imagine a decent chunk of Americans did the same routine as my Canadian parents, which included only watching Fox and right-wing news, podcasts, YouTube clips to inform them. No diversity in media outlets, no debates. Brainwashing is real, folks. Best of luck to you, Americans.
Us. Today, there is no they, only we. We cling to that illusion of division, like it's the last life raft, pretending we're not all slowly sinking into the same sea of chaos. Aren't we supposed to be Americans? Or is that just something we slap on the 4th of July and forget about once the fireworks are over? As author and activist Arundhati Roy put it, the war is not over. It is not even beginning. We are all in it. Roy, Field Notes on Democracy, 2008. It's hard to pretend we're separate when we're all in the same sinking boat. At some point, we sold our future for pocket change, sacrificing any long-term hope for the shallow comfort of a few extra dollars today. A cheaper tank of gas, a little tax break, maybe even a handful of crumbs to make us feel like we've won. And yet, most don't see how deep Project 2025 and those innocent tariffs will cut into their lives. We've become a nation so wrapped up in our own smugness, we're too distracted to notice the slow-motion disaster heading straight for us. As journalist Chris Hedges said, "We are a society that is on the edge of ruin, and the people are too distracted by the drama to notice." Hedges, America. The Farewell Tour, 2018. The kicker? The ones who cheered it all on are going to be the first ones to feel the sting. If this is MAGA's promised land, then sure bring on those falling prices, the affordable gas, the groceries that magically cost less. But my gut tells me that's about as likely as pigs flying. The idea that one person can save the economy while conveniently ignoring the rest of the world is almost adorable, like watching a toddler believe that closing their eyes means they're invisible. As economist Joseph Stiglitz aptly noted, markets are global, and the idea that a single nation can somehow insulate itself from global forces is delusional. Stiglitz, Globalization and Its Discontents Revisited, 2017. When the reckoning comes, at least we'll have the privilege of saying, "We told you so." Not that it'll make a difference. I can already hear the chorus of MAGA voices scrambling to point the finger at everyone else, even though they've got the Senate, House, Supreme Court, and presidency locked down. Watching them contort themselves to blame the others when they're the only ones with their hands on the wheel will be an impressive spectacle if it weren't so painfully predictable. As political commentator Thomas Frank observed, blaming the elites is a convenient way of not facing the reality that we, as a society, are complicit in this mess. Frank, listen. Liberal, 2016. This country's moral compass is so broken, it's practically a modern art piece. We're hanging on by a thread, and any hope of a miraculous comeback feels like a bad joke. Whatever storm is coming, we rolled out the welcome mat. We earned it, every dark, twisted moment of it. As historian Howard Zinn warned, The problem is not that we are too few, but that we are too few who are willing to stand up. Zinn, A People's History of the United States, 1980.
Looking at the previous 4 years of Diaper Don presidency, the man never followed through on any of his policies he campaigned on. I expect more of the same bullshit, but this time, just more grifts. Let's see what happens if this idiot declares himself president for life. Shame on the people who voted this idiot into office. I hope you reap what you sow. Higher taxes for the regular people and cuts to Social Security? Here we come. Now the rest of us got to deal with a bunch of smug con artists trying to gaslight us, talking about how now is the time to come together and blah blah blah. Go fuck yourselves. Just because your party won doesn't mean we are going to magically start adapting your ideologies. It's a sad day in America, but hopefully we shall overcome. Thank you for watching. Check out other videos.